Paul said in Philippians 4 to rejoice in the Lord always. I'll say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. He said, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ. The peace of God will guard you, he said. What does that mean? I tell you, it's difficult sometimes with what life throws at you to rejoice all the time. Now, Paul says to rejoice in the Lord always. But you see, Paul didn't live with his head in the clouds. Paul wasn't living on this or in this alternate universe, parallel universe, different galaxy altogether. Paul knew perfectly well the kinds of crap life can throw at you. In fact, over in Romans chapter 7, Paul would say other stuff like this. He said, I don't understand what I do. The evil that I don't want to do, that's what I keep doing. The good that I want to do, I don't do that. He says, what a wretched man I am. So, which is it? Are you wretched or are you rejoicing? And I suppose the overly simplistic answer for that is yes. Yes, I am a rejoicing, wretched man. You see, the peace of God guards me. The peace of God protects my heart. But what does it protect my heart from? Outside influences? I really don't think so. I think the peace of God that protects my heart protects me from myself. Because I tend to be my own worst critic, often my own worst enemy. And sometimes I find myself in a place I didn't expect to be. Now, I'm not talking physically. If I'm physically somewhere, I probably went there on purpose. But mentally, emotionally, sometimes I find myself in a place where I don't want to be. But it's the peace of God that guards my heart, that keeps me from plowing even deeper, that brings me back. Is it always immediate? No. Is it always this euphoric feeling? No. By the way, Christianity is seldom euphoric and utopian. Now, if you don't know what those words mean, look them up and expand your vocabulary. They're interesting words. But we don't live in an alternate universe as Christians. We live in this one. We live here. And I think the message that Paul is trying to get across in Philippians chapter 4 is in Christ, you can do this. In Christ, you can have your feet planted on the ground, even when you don't feel like they are. You know why? Because he's the one that keeps you grounded. He's the one that keeps you guarded. He's the one who keeps you protected. He guards your heart. And so when it comes to rejoicing, I think maybe a better word would be content in the Lord always. Be glad that you belong to God always. Not every circumstance is going to make me do a little dance with happiness and glee. But I can strive to learn to be content wherever I am, with whatever I have, and whomever I'm with. And it's hard. Life is hard stuff. And the older I get, I realize it doesn't get any easier. But rejoice in the Lord always. Be secure in whose you are, even when you're not secure in who you are. You can do this. You belong to him, and he will guard your heart. I hope you're tracking with me, because today, for me, that's about as clear as mud. We'll talk to you next time.